Okay, I think we're recording, so I think we're good to go. Thank you everyone for joining us. This is our second weekly WOW. We are so excited to be running these events weekly. We did trivia last week. We've got this awesome Princess Braiding today with Brave. Next week we have, oh gosh, I should know that, Dance with Miss Jamie. And then the week after we have face painting. I do have to post the supply list for face painting, so I will be posting that. It's on my list of things to do today. But Bree is local to me. She is my personal hairdresser, and she's phenomenal. She works at Love Salon, right?
Yes.
Love Salon in Southampton.
Yeah.
Southampton. She is absolutely phenomenal. She does awesome color, awesome cuts, and she's just an all-around phenomenal person. So if you are local, you gotta go see her. She's great. And I reached out to her because she's like a braid guru and thought she could teach us how to do some braiding. So thank you, Bree, and it's all yours.
Thank you. That was an awesome introduction. So like Bree said, I'm local. I'm a local hairstylist in Southampton. I'm sure if you guys aren't from here, you don't know, but I've been doing hair for almost 5 years now. So I started out specializing in upstyling. So that's what you guys are going to get from me today. But I kind of decided to take what my specialty was and apply it to Disney, since Bree and I are both Disney lovers, and I like to think everyone on here might love a Disney princess or two, right? So I took some inspiration from Rapunzel's braid and Jasmine's braid. So I'm going to teach you guys how to do kind of like a real life version of their braids, okay? So the very first braid that I'm going to start with is the fishtail braid. And don't get me wrong, this braid definitely takes some practice, but I'm going to show you guys how to do a real fishtail, and then I'm also going to show you guys how to cheat and do kind of like a mock fishtail. If you can't quite get it and you want to practice your fishtail for a little while, I'll show you a way to cheat until you get that perfected, okay? So the very first thing you want to do is make sure the hair is all brushed out, make sure all the knots are gone, okay? It's just going to make your life easier. If you have either really, really soft hair or very frizzy hair or something like that, I suggest prepping it with I like to use a serum for frizzy hair. John Frieda serum is freaking awesome if you guys want to do like a smooth braid. If you're going down the shore and you don't want your hair like flying in your face, and you can get it at the drugstore, freaking awesome. And then I usually like to put either a little bit of dry shampoo or texture spray or something in there because it's going to help the braid hold. Now, I already prepped this, but I'm going to spray it down one more time. All right. So to do a fishtail braid, what we're going to do is we're going to start with splitting the hair down the middle, okay, guys? So we're going to have two sections, just about even on each side. All right. Take one in your left hand and one in your right. Take your time though, guys. I'm in no rush. And once I teach you the basics, it's pretty repetitive. So once everyone's ready, just let me know. Good? All right. Okay. So what we're going to do is with these two pieces, your pointer finger is going to be your friend. Some people find their thumb is a little bit easier. I like to use my pointer. It's going to be kind of like a hook on the side, okay? So you're going to hook under a piece on the outside like this. Your two pieces, you're going to take your index and you're just going to hook a piece on the outside. And you're going to do, this is where it gets a little complicated. It'll take some practice, but you're just going to turn and flip your wrist, okay? So that piece that's out here, you're just going to turn and flip. That outer piece will come to the middle. And then you're going to grab it with the other side.
What?
I can do that again. Or if you want to make your life easier too, I mean, it's really up to you guys, but you can let this piece go on the one side, you know, just let the whole left side go. If you can't quite do it yet where you're using your whole hand, and you can just pick a piece up from the outside. Can you see what I'm doing, Bree?
Yeah.
Okay, so keep the outside, and you're gonna go over, and you're gonna grab it with the opposite hand and pull it into that other piece on the right. So that division you're basically almost, it looks like you're like weaving something and you're wrapping it around. So that outer piece will come to the opposite side. And then you're gonna do the same thing for the other side. Like I said, I like to use my little hook right here. If you guys have to let it go for the first one, you absolutely can. But like I said, I think that hook, once you get used to that, it does make it easier. So you're just gonna hook that piece and you're gonna twist your wrist again and grab it with the other hand. And you kind of have that X looking thing in the back. Basically what I just did, you're just gonna do over and over and over, and that's how you create a fishtail. So I'm gonna keep going and I'm gonna show you guys in slow motion. So we're gonna take this piece on the outside, okay? Wrap it across and grab it with the other hand. Same thing on this side. Take my piece, twist or wrap it across, whichever way is easier for you. Grab it with the other hand. And now we have 2 X's. Trust me, guys, it's gonna take practice. You're not gonna get it right away. But this is a lot easier than it looks. And the cool thing about it is you can make this braid look a lot fancier than it is, you know? It looks like a mermaid. They call it a fishtail braid. It reminds me of Ariel. It looks a lot like Rapunzel's braid. They're just so pretty and they're so easy. Once you get the hang of it, it just takes practice. So you just keep taking that outside, wrapping it to the inside and grabbing it on the other side, okay? So right, over, grab it with the left. Left, over, and grab it with the right. Now, is everyone on the same page? Do you guys kind of get it? Do you need me to go back? Yeah? Okay. All right, so we'll do this again. So we have our middle split, okay? These 2 pieces are never gonna change, okay, guys? It's always gonna be your right half and your left half. The only thing that's changing is you're taking pieces, preferably from either the front of your hair or the underneath side of your section, okay? Because you want it to be able to wrap all the way around the hair in order to get that kind of sort of cross feeling. Otherwise, it all blends together. So I'm making sure to take a piece all the way from the front, cross over, and grab it with my left. And then the same thing goes for this side. I'm taking my piece in the front all the way up here, right?
Wait, can I ask you a question, Bree?
Go right ahead.
Okay, so once I take the piece from the right side,
Yep.
I cross it over, and am I combining it with the hair on the left side?
Correct.
Okay.
So that piece on the right will cross over, and you're gonna grab it with your left hand.
Okay.
On the left side, you're crossing over, and you're gonna grab it with your right hand, you know? You're pretty much just swapping pieces over and over. And once you get into that feeling, it's so much easier than it looks. The hardest part is this part right here where you start. Because if you start to let go, it's not going to really just look as clean. It'll end up looking a little bit looser, and that's okay too. That's like a really common style right now, is that like boho braid. So until you get it better where you can do it tighter, you'd be like, oh, it's a boho braid. Like stick a couple bobby pins in it, make it look good. No one will even know the difference. But a fishtail is so easy because it's literally just these 2 pieces over and over. Whereas a lot of the times I find with braiding, when there's 3 pieces or 4 pieces and they're all intertwining, people tend to get really lost. These 2 pieces are never. That looks pretty good. Yeah. Yes.
It was kind of loose up here, but I think I made it.
That's the hardest part. That's definitely the hardest part, is this part right here when you're starting. But it really just takes practice. So does anyone want me to do that one more time, or do you guys want me to show you the hack to make something look like a fishtail?
I'd like to see a hat. Well, no, do it one more time.
One more time? Okay. All right.
So what I'm trying to figure out, and I'm really bad at this, so everybody can see how terrible I am. I grabbed the first one. Is that right? Can you see?
Bring our head a little bit closer. It looks pretty good to me, Brie.
Okay.
You're crossing over. As long as you can see it, her hair is dark, so darker hair, you're not going to see every detail as well. But it looks, as long as it looks like an X or a crisscross, you're doing it right.
But once you do that initial piece, you're almost just grabbing it from like, you're grabbing it from like the bottom.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So these two pieces, like these two big chunks of hair are the same chunks, and you're just going to keep pulling from the pieces from underneath.
Okay. Got it.
And you're just going to keep wrapping. Okay. Now, that fishtail, like I said, once you practice it, it gets a lot easier. A great way to hack it, though, I'm going to show you guys. So I'm going to take sort of like about like a half up, half down type of section. I'm going to take it from like the top of the ear on this side to the top of the ear on this side, okay? Almost as if you guys were just going to wear hair in like a half up ponytail. I'm just going to smooth it out a little bit. All right. So once you get your half up, half down, this is where your hair elastics are going to come in, or if you just have a hair tie or something. But usually I like to use these little guys, the little elastics you can get from the store, clear ones, colorful ones, whatever you want to use. And you're just going to ponytail this half up, half down, okay? Now, once everyone's got that, let me know. But you guys take your time, get it nice and smooth.
I have to switch my models. Hold on. I didn't want to mess up that one.
For someone that says they don't know how to braid, that looked pretty good, Brie.
I'm kind of impressed with myself. You good teaching skills, Brie.
Yeah. The hardest part about teaching braiding is everything that makes sense in my head makes sense in no one else's. I'm like, yeah, the twisty thing. And they're like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. You know.
Okay, so half up, half down, put it in a thing.
Yep. Put it in a thing. Exactly like Bree said. All right. Once everyone gets there, I will show you guys the coolest hack ever to make a beautiful braid without actually braiding, which is also what my next braid's gonna be. It's really cool.
Nope, stay there.
We got our half up, half down. Good. See a ponytail going? All right. So once you get your ponytail in there, guys, what you're gonna do is you're gonna stick your finger right in the middle, okay? And you're gonna make a little hole and have your finger come out on the other side. Can everyone see what I did? Just stick my finger right behind where the ponytail is, and my finger's out on the other side, okay? What I'm gonna do is open that hole up a little bit, and we're gonna flip the ponytail through and pull tight. If you guys need me to do that again, just let me know. You good?
That's my fancy hairstyle. Like if I'm gonna
Yeah. So just like how everyone does it at home, just as a half up, half down. The difference between just doing one or maybe even doing two, you're pretty much just going to keep doing that. So this hair from the outside, whatever's left, your other half of your half up, half down, you're going to take it and you're going to pull it together and do another ponytail.
Am I doing it with the rest of the hair or just another part of it? No.
So just the underside.
Okay.
This part that you just flipped, you're gonna not put in the ponytail, okay? You're
But
gonna
the rest of it I want to put in.
just the underside hair that's left out.
Okay.
And you're gonna pull it around that and put it in a ponytail.
This one, I've seen it.
Okay. So once everyone has that extra hair, make sure everyone knows what I mean by pulling all that extra hair around, right? Yeah. Looks like everyone's got it on the same page. Awesome. All right. So you're pretty much going to do exactly what you guys just did with the first one with the second one. And you're just going to put your fingers in the middle where that rubber band is, the elastic, and you're gonna flip it again. And you're gonna pull nice and tight. And then basically what you're gonna keep doing is exactly what I just showed you. That very first ponytail we created that is now underneath our second pull through. We're gonna split in half and we're gonna pull it to the front. We're gonna rubber band it again. And then we're gonna do the same thing. And you just keep doing that and flipping it. And once you're done, it creates this really, really cool look that almost looks like a fishtail without being a fishtail. So like I said, you're pulling through the middle. Just make sure you're pulling nice and tight on those rubber bands. And if they're a little bit spaced apart, that's okay. It doesn't need to be perfect. I'm sure you can see mine's not perfect. You can see those rubber bands. What we're gonna do so that you can't see them is you guys can take your dry shampoo, your texture spray, hairspray, whatever you have at home to add a little texture. Spray that on there. And I recommend holding it right where your elastic is. And you're gonna take it and you're gonna pull out and loosen up your twists, okay? I call it a pinch and pull. So you're taking just the tips of your fingers and you're pinching sections of the hair. I can bring it a little bit closer if you guys can see that a little bit better. I'll even do it with this one. You're gonna just pinch a little tiny piece and pull out to help make it look bigger than it actually is. And you just keep pulling little section by little section. And the same thing on the other side. Just each little piece, a nice gentle pull. And it helps kind of make the braid look a little bit more three-dimensional. And then if you keep doing this all the way down, you end up with a really, really cool mock fishtail. And I'll do a couple more so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. Unfortunately, this mannequin's hair is a little bit of a mess, a little dry, but a little dry and frizzy. But I think all of our hair is at that point because we all need a haircut. Yep. All right. So you just keep rubber banding each section around the first ponytail, basically. And then you do your little middle guy, put the ponytail through that hole, pull nice and tight, and then you do your pinch and pull. And it gives it this really, really, really cute fake fishtail situation going on. If you keep going all the way down, you can kind of see the illusion where it looks like it's all being pulled over without you having to do the work. Saves a lot of time too. And then you pretty much would just keep doing it to the bottom. This mannequin's hair is like really, really, you know, getting sparse at the bottom, so it really wouldn't look the same. But you can kind of just see the illusion right here in this little three guy where it looks like I braided, but all it is twisting and some rubber bands. It's a pretty great way to, you know, pull your hair out of your face in the summer and create like a really big, beautiful braid without actually braiding. And then I want to show you guys what a finished fishtail would look like, only because it'll take me at least 20 minutes to go through and do it all. So I'm going to show you guys that very first step that I showed you. This is what it's going to look like finished. Now this mannequin has a lot of hair, so this isn't the average fishtail, but this is what a fishtail looks like fully finished. So that very first braid that I was showing you guys, where we're taking a piece from the outside, folding over and grabbing with the left. If you went all the way down, this is what you get. And I like to call it the Rapunzel braid. I even bought a whole bunch of flowers because I wanted to stick them in there.
Yeah, it looks like Rapunzel.
Right? Pretty cool. And I was putting them in there, but I realized you couldn't see the braid that well with the flowers in there. maybe I'm just thinking of Halloween because it's my favorite time of year, but that's a pretty awesome thing to practice for the next couple months if anyone happens to love Rapunzel. Brie, I'm looking at you.
Wait, what?
I said this is a great thing to practice for these next couple months leading up to Halloween for anyone that loves Rapunzel.
My daughters were already Rapunzel and Pascal though, so
Right, I forgot that cute Pascal outfit. Oh my goodness.
I have to lend that to you.
Yeah. Well, who knows what Harper's going to be now? She's in quarantine. She's learning all these new things. But yeah, so, you know, it's pretty awesome. Such a simple thing where you're just taking pieces over and you can create something so beautiful. It looks just like Rapunzel. I think it looks like a princess. That's just me.
I think it looks like a princess.
Right? Pretty beautiful.
Right, who's gonna be Rapunzel for Halloween this year?
Everyone have ideas now? Get a blonde wig.
Sorry, my 4-year-old won't sit anymore, so I'm going to check out the rest of this video later, but I didn't want to be rude and just leave without saying anything. So,
Oh, I'm sure. Absolutely.
yeah, I got to go, but bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right. So that's the fishtail braid. Next up, what I'm going to teach you guys is very similar to kind of the hack that I just taught you guys, but with a little bit more of a purpose. This braid right here, I call it the jasmine braid. Some people also like to call it a bubble braid, whatever really you want to refer to it as. The secret to it, though, is that it's not a braid at all. What I have going on is a bunch of rubber band sections. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how to get this look and how to make it look like it's a whole bunch of hair without it being a lot. So very similarly to what we did, I'm going to have you guys take a section from ear to ear over the top of the head. I'm going to take all this out, but if you guys want to start getting it all brushed out, and take a section ear to ear, okay? Give me 1 second. I'll just get these rubber bands off. Sorry, guys. My mom's asking me where my dog's vest is. All right. So now that this is all out, let me brush this girlfriend out. And I'm going to show you guys how I like to start it when I say ear to ear, just so you can kind of see what I mean. I usually like to start, right at the top of the head. And I will take my comb and go right down to the back of the ear. Okay, and that's my very first section. Then you're going to do the same on the other side, okay? And then that section is going to go in a high ponytail right towards the back where the parting is, okay? So I'm going to smooth this all out and get it up on top of her head so that we can create a nice big ponytail. And then once you guys get her into a nice smooth ponytail, you can put your elastic in, okay?
You suggest a small elastic for this or just a normal one at this point?
I prefer small ones because they're easier to hide. But it's really up to you. You could use a regular hair tie as well. I mean, especially on your daughter. Can you hear me, Brie?
I can hear you.
Okay. Sorry, I got an alert that my speaker wasn't working. All right, guys. We'll take our elastic or our hair tie, whatever we prefer. Get our ponytail right on top of the head. That sort of Pebbles ponytail look. All right. So once we get that very first ponytail, I like to flip it forward. I know you guys all have real models, so if you want to just have your model hold it out of the way, if it's going to tickle them in the face, or if you want to clip it, whatever you want to do. Thankfully, my model does not complain. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do that exact same thing again with another section. I am going to take a section from the back of the ear so you guys can see. I'm going to take a section from the back of the ear, same thing on the other side, and I'm going to put it in a ponytail right behind it, kind of like a mohawk. And once again, once you get that all done, you can put it right in an elastic.
I'm sorry, Brie. What did you say to do? I missed that step.
No worries. So we're taking another section of hair
Okay.
and putting it in another ponytail right behind that ponytail.
Okay.
Try your best to keep them lined up as much as possible.
Should we have a certain amount of sections total that we should like be keeping it track of evenly?
So I usually will do on an average head between 4 and 5 for something like this.
Okay.
It really depends on how much hair they have. So like your daughter, I would probably do between 4 and 5. Try to keep them as even as you can, only because of what the braid is going to end up looking like. It'll make sense afterwards. But if you guys want to keep going, I can have you guys do it this way, where you just do your 4 sections first. So if you wanted ponytail 4 sections all the way down the head and create a mohawk look, you can go right ahead and do that just to save yourself some time. So you can just keep going, create another section. Mine's gonna come right about here at the base of the neck. You can't hear me?
No, you're good. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I just keep getting an alert, so I have no idea if anyone can hear me. So let me know if you can't.
I'll let you know if I can't. You're good.
But yeah, so you keep taking those sections. You're doing 4 sections. 5 if your daughter has a lot of hair. And try your best, like I said, to keep them in line, okay? It's just gonna make your job a lot easier later. All right. And then your very last section, put it right in your ponytail. All right. Once everyone's done, I will move on and show you guys what the next step is, okay? You got a lot of hair to work with there, Brie.
Yeah, it's still only 4 sections though. It's not terrible.
Good. Yeah, usually I feel like 4 is pretty much like the perfect number. Some people, if you have very, very fine hair, you might want to do 3, but I find 4 is like the perfect number.
Her hair is so super fine, so.
Yeah, 3 sections.
She's gone. But
Yeah.
it would probably have only been 3.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much can adapt it to each person's head. I try to give people sort of like a blanket guide, because I know braiding, once you learn it, you know, you learn it exactly how you learn it. It's very hard to figure it out on your own, you know. So I feel like 4 sections is a good go-to, but anyone that has finer hair, like, you know, like you said, 3 would be perfect. Someone with thick hair, you might be able to get away with 5. But that's for people with like crazy thick hair. Like my mannequin, she has 5 sections, the one that I showed you guys. But so if everyone's ready, what we're gonna do is this very first ponytail right here, okay? We're gonna take it and we're gonna split it in half. Now that half ponytail is going to wrap around ponytail number 2. I'm gonna flip ponytail number 2 up, out of my way. And those 2 sections, one's gonna go on the left side, one's gonna go on the right. They're gonna wrap around it. And they're gonna meet at ponytail number 3. Okay? And then what you can do is take another elastic and elastic ponytail number 1 and number 3 together.
So I'm going over one, sort of twisting it, and then elasting it with 3.
Yes. So, like I said, half, if you want to get this out of your way to make your life easy, and then you're just going to combine it with 3.
So I'm not twisting, I'm just
You
combining.
can twist it if you want to. It'll still, like, by the time you're done, it'll still give it a nice look, but you don't have to. Twisting it will definitely give it a little bit of a different look. It'll still look like a braid. Just a little.
I'm gonna follow the rules this time around.
Yeah, you can play around with it later. You can experiment. And then, guys, what we're going to do for number 2 is the exact same thing we just did for number 1. We're going to split it in half. Take ponytail number 3, flip it over so it's out of your way. And we're going to combine number 2 and number 4 together. Once everyone has both of those done, let me know, because the next step is a little bit important before we move on to further putting more elastics on, okay? Good. All right. Okay. So this is how we give it this, the look like this is the pinch and pull, like I told you guys. That product, whatever your choice is really important with this braid. You guys can really buy whatever you want from the store. I like dry shampoo. They also make different texture sprays, sea salt spray. Any of that stuff is gonna work. When you're doing it on your daughter, I know a lot of people like to use something a little bit softer, so like a dry shampoo is great. And you just spray it directly on those little loops. And you're gonna pinch and pull the pieces the same way you did the last one, and you're gonna pull it and make it look 3-dimensional, okay? So let me tilt this head back so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit better. So she's a little messy, but. So I'm just taking my fingers and very gently pulling out to create like that kind of bubble look. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm just going to pinch and I'm going to pull, pinch and pull, pinch and pull until it gets as big as I would like to see it, okay? Now finer hair, I won't lie to you, you can only get it so big, but the product and the pinch and pull is really just so awesome for girls with soft, fine hair because it's going to give you the illusion of having more hair. And then we do the same exact thing to our other section. I'm just holding these ponytails down just to make my life easy. And then you pinch and you pull. And you just keep pinching and pulling with each section. Anything that looks like it's not as big as you want it to be, you guys can kind of take your fingers and get in there and pull on the specific pieces that look like you want more volume. And then going from what it looked like before to this, with just a couple of rubber bands is pretty awesome. And what you're gonna keep doing, loosen this again. Now that you don't have any more ponytails to attach to that are on the head, we're just gonna keep going down the same way we did. So this ponytail that's higher up right here, I'm going to split it in half. I'm gonna wrap it underneath my bottom ponytail, and I'm gonna put an elastic in right under here. Did you guys see what I did? Same thing. Yeah, everyone's intent. That's how I know. Very focused. Now, like I said, all of these braids, like, no one get discouraged if it doesn't look good this time. You guys are doing it for the first time. And if it does look good, you guys are freaking awesome. I would love to teach you even more braids. But like I said, you know, braiding is definitely a practice makes perfect type of thing. And I'm trying to teach you guys all the hacks that you're going to see out there all over Pinterest and Instagram that professional hairstylists are using to make it look like we're doing more work than we are.
So when I did it, I split it and I put it underneath. Am I elasticing the whole thing or just the underneath part?
Nope, just the underneath. So you always want to keep these two ponytails separate, okay? You're always splitting one in half and wrapping it around the other and elasticing, ponetailing, whatever word you want to use, ponetailing it separately from the second ponytail, all the way until you get to the bottom. Now, once you guys get to the bottom, I am going to teach you guys a little trick. I don't know how much your daughters will care about this, but if you guys ever want to do a braid or a ponytail or something like that for a special occasion, I'm going to teach you guys a little tip on how to make it look like a professional did it. So once you get to the very bottom of this, and you can use this for any braid, any ponytail, any hairstyle you use that involves elastics. So I still have these two separate at the bottom, okay? You don't have to ever ponytail them together. Once you get to the bottom, they will pretty much lay one on top of the other to look like it's all one, even though it's two separate ones. But if you want to combine it, or if you want to learn how to hide an elastic, I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So for the sake of this, I'm going to elastic these two pieces together, okay? All right, there we go. So the only thing you're going to need for this is an elastic and a hairpin. For those of you that don't know what a hairpin looks like, it's usually these guys, they're open instead of like a bobby pin. So what you're going to do is you would take a hairpin like this and slide it in under your rubber band. Can everyone see kind of what I did? Yeah, how it's kind of sticking with this part up. There you go. That's through the rubber band, okay? So
Will a bobby pin work as well?
What'd you say, Bree?
Will a bobby pin work as well? Or no?
It will work. You might have a little bit of a harder time with it because it's not as wide. But like I said, like this isn't something you're gonna go out of your way to do every day. But if anyone's ever, you know, trying to save some money, not take your daughter to a salon for one of their school dances or something, and you decide to do their hair themselves, this is like such a great way to make it look so much fancier than it is. I'm gonna take one small piece from this little leftover hair at the bottom, okay? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap it around the elastic. Okay, and then this hair is nice and long, so I am gonna wrap it twice. If your hair is not as long, you don't have to wrap it twice. And then what you do is you take your extra bobby pin and you slide it on the hair, okay? I don't know if you can see that at all. It's hard with the dark mannequin, but the bobby pin is on the hair. The hair is right there, the bobby pin's sitting on it nice and tight. And you take the bobby pin and you weave it through the top of the hairpin. It sounds crazy, it's kind of like sewing. You're sticking the bobby pin through the top of the hairpin, and that's gonna pull the rest of the hair through the hairpin, okay? These little ends are now through my hairpin. When I pull on my hairpin, now you can't see my elastic. And I know that's crazy. I will do it a second time. And for the sake of this class, I'm actually even gonna make a little video on my Instagram and I'll share it with Brie of like a close-up with a blonde mannequin. Yeah, make it easier for you guys to be able to see this, but I'll show you one more time, just to make it quick. So we got our elastic, we got our hairpin, we stick it through with the hairpin, the open side up. Sorry, excuse me guys, let me slide that in, there we go. All right, let's stick my hand behind it so you can see it's sticking up. Take my piece of hair, wrap it around. This time I'll only do it once, just for the sake of the class. I'm gonna take my bobby pin, okay? Slide it on that piece. Just like that. This little piece and the bobby pin are together. That bobby pin can go right through the hairpin. And then you're gonna pull the ends of the hair through the hairpin like that. So now, this little guy, I'm pulling the ends and you guys can watch it disappear. It's nice and tight, hold on. There we go. And this is the trick that every hairstylist uses where you guys are all, everyone looks at it and they're like, why does it look like they have no bobby pins? Why does it look like they have no elastics? It's such a simple thing. Definitely take some practice. Like I said, I will make another video version of it too, so you guys can see. But so this will be the finished bubble braid look. And it's so simple. It's not a real braid. All it requires is a whole bunch of elastics, some texture spray, and you got like this gorgeous Princess Jasmine braid going on. And if anything at all ends up getting, let's say you're pinching and pulling and you pull a little too hard and you pull that piece out and it doesn't look the way you want it to look, okay? You're gonna take your bobby pin, open that baby up, okay? You're gonna stick it on whatever that piece of hair that's sticking out that you don't wanna see is, wrap it, and shove that right back in like it never happened. It's awesome, saves you time from having to fix it. Bobby pins are a girl's best friend, but they're especially a braider's best friend. And if you guys ever wanna secure it a little bit better, another way to use your bobby pins for anybody, or a hairpin for anybody that has like a lot of layers, loose hairs, anything like that, is to take your bobby, take your hairpin from behind where your braid is. You can pull it out. I'm gonna take that hairpin and I'm gonna stick it in right there. It's gonna add a little bit more security, and when I have layers and crazy things sticking out back here, that's gonna help conceal them and hide them. So it's just a great way, to create a really, really beautiful braid without braiding, like I said.
Beautiful. We like
it. Cheap.
I'm gonna show Brianna your braid. Turn around.
That looks awesome.
Not bad, right?
You did such a good job.
Not bad for our first attempt.
Not at all. That looks
It's a little pop-eyed. It's turning a little bit, but
so that definitely is going to happen. One of the ways that I have learned to prevent that from happening, simply because when you're pulling the hair under and you're doing your sectioning, you tend to turn whichever direction in order to be able to put the elastic on, right? So if it's driving you nuts and it keeps turning, because there's not really anything you can do about it while you're doing it, is once again, your bobby pins, whichever way it's turning, stick it in the back. I'm going to turn it again for you. You can stick it in just like that. And then you're going to shove it in that hair in the back, and it'll help balance it out. So whichever side it's leaning to, like let's say it's leaning like this is the side you want to put a bobby pin in. Okay. And always make sure they go in the back. The whole point of it is for everything to be concealed. So you just always want your bobby pin to go in the back, and you're securing it to the head, and it'll help balance out any of that tilt.
That's awesome.
And then
Does anyone else have any issues with it? That looks awesome. Even on her hair, it looks so cute.
Yeah, it's a little like harder down at the bottom because it is fine and short. But up here it did good. It
Yeah,
is a little wavy. It's a
and
little wavy because there was a braid in it already. Like when,
there you go. A great way if you want to like hide her little ends, if you wanted to do that braid,
Oh, look at how good that looks.
bobby pin it up underneath just like that. You know, if she ever wanted to just like not have it on her neck, and that way you don't have to worry about it, and it still looks so elegant and so pretty. And you can stick flowers, and you can stick I wish I had like my little crystal pins. I tried to find them, but they look so pretty. It's something that's so elegant, and once you do it a couple times, you can do something like this in 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, you know, such a simple thing. Summer hair, we're all ready for it. So, you know, princess braids,
This is
my
my
favorite.
Well, we like it. Thank you so much, Brianna.
So much.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for coming, and thank you, Brianna, for doing this for us. And we're going to put this on YouTube so everybody else can watch it, and so that I can rewatch it about 1,000 times when I try to do it again. And yeah, it was awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you all learned a lot.